Feeling you, MP. MP.
Hi, folks. The NBA regular season rolls on. This game, part of the NBA Cup. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Anderson, along with Grant Hill and Brent Barry, our distinguished analyst. Allie LaForce on the sidelines. We are now into November, so let's check in on the standings in the Western Conference. You take a look at the Timberwolves. They love where they stand right now, first place. And, of course, Sacramento, they're a ways down in the standings. Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Naz Reid out there with Julius Randle. And it's Harper in at the point guard position. And for Sacramento, DeRozan and Murray in at the forward spots. Markelle Fultz is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5 spot. I gotta say, the NBA Cup and its additional layer of excitement here early in the NBA season has really ramped up the stakes. I mean, this season, we even have MP laying down the decree he's going to take his team all the way to the NBA Cup Finals and secure the title.
Each and every Cup game this season is going to be even more exciting, I think, than last year. Just look at the TV ratings on Cup games, and that tells the story. Fans love the added intrigue, and heck, throw in MP's stellar talent and his self-proclaimed quest for the Cup, and everyone is tuning in.
And time now to go courtside with Allie LaForce for a report on MP.
Hey, BA. Well, no surprise, MP is on a mission to bring home the NBA Cup, telling me I want to be a part of a winning legacy. That's my main goal in any competition I'm in. Victories come first. All the individual stuff comes later. Would you expect anything less from MP, Brian?
Nope, we sure wouldn't. And this guy is all in. And in the front end of the back-to-back, what's important?
Well, BA, most coaches treat this one like a regular game. Try to win. Don't worry about minutes. Tomorrow, they may adjust the rotations a bit.
Here's Harper. What a tremendous game he played against Portland. And he gets the bucket.
He still hasn't missed. 4 for 4 to start the game.
For Sacramento, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. Right side Fultz. Reid with the rebound. For Minnesota, they've gone 4 of 4 from the floor. Perfect start.
Pretty easy right now. Clear out, give them some space, let them get to work.
And it's Sacramento's ball. 8-point game. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
Today's game is about effort and energy. They got crushed on the glass the last time these teams played.
Well, let's see if the lesson was learned from that loss. If they come out with the same type of effort, they can expect a similar result here.
Well, Brent, in his short career, Keegan Murray has shown flashes of stardom.
Yeah, and I think BA coming in, the idea was that Keegan Murray is going to be a complimentary wing shooter, and he's shown that he can do just that. He's taking strides as a defender, but his ability to shoot the ball and have confidence this early in his career, that's impressive.
Reid, good.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?
Timeout call, Sacramento. And the standings for the NBA Cup starting to come into focus.
Yeah, but there's still time to make a push. We'll just have to wait and see which teams are able to punch their ticket to the knockout round.
Now here's Levine. Playing Phoenix, he was nearly unstoppable. DeRozan outside. McDaniels against Levine to stop the run. And off the left side of the rim, it swirls in for him.
And just phenomenal at reading defenses. Levine understands when to shoot and when to pass in pick and rolls.
Pass to Harper. Over Fultz. And Harper gets it to go. Harper's got 12.
And usually teams go on runs from a bunch of layups and dunks, but that's not the case here.
Back to Fultz. And here's Valanciunas. Reed defending. Edwards against DeRozan. Clock at 6. DeRozan a screen. Shot on the wing. Levine can't hit. Minnesota leading by 10. From 18 feet away. And Minnesota again with a bucket.
You can't help but look toward their defense. And they're totally lost.
And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Early on in his NBA career, Murray's showing he's a capable shooter.
For Minnesota, they've gone 8 of 10 shooting. Here's Harper. Ooh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. All right, on the line, we've got our insider, Shams Charania. What do you have for us, Shams?
Thanks, guys. The Kings were not complacent this summer. They have added all-star DeMar DeRozan in a sign-and-trade. He brings even more firepower to an offense that was already among the league's best. And in the loaded Western Conference, the Kings knew they had to make moves to stay in the fight. DeRozan is one of the biggest signings in Kings franchise history, guys.
A tremendous addition. Shams, thanks for the update.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that. He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor. Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
And so here's Sacramento after the Timberwolves picking up a basket a moment ago. Jones, the pass to Levine. Over Edwards. Levine can't hit.
Good contest. Can't let him have open shots from mid-range.
Here's Harper. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Now here's Levine. Big-time contributor on offense. Just over 22 points a game. With the 7-footer. And it's in! Oh! Nails the buzzer beater! Are you kidding?
Great job ending the quarter on a high note.
Great way to end the quarter there. Team is pumped up.
And so it's Minnesota in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're getting quality looks, and that's why they're shooting at such a high clip. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And quite a position here for the Timberwolves. What do you think, guys?
We all know good ball movement is what most coaches harp on, and their passing's been excellent so far.
Well, everybody just feeling the energy of the basketball as they moved it around, and lots of hands were touching it.
perimeter is filled up by Monk and DeRozan. Then it's Trey Lyles, and it's Jones in at power forward. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey, Brian, one nickname you hear for DeMar DeRozan is the lone mid-ranger. He said you can operate freely in the mid-range. It's like an ocean out there. If you're smart, you can take advantage of the space and pick teams apart. Brian?
He's an expert tactician working in between. Thanks, Allie. Now here's DeRozan. A 20-point game for him in the win against Phoenix. Here's Harper, defended by Jones. The 3-ball. That one no good. Kings trail by 15. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Pass to DeRozan. Fades back. And he can't bank that one in.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
On target from range.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
Carter with it. Back to DeRozan. Fires for 3. DeRozan can't get that one to fall. Minnesota leading by 18. Outside, DiVincenzo. Pass to Harper. From downtown. He can't get that one to fall. And so Monk will bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. Nothing on offense from them yet in this second quarter. They get it back.
I've not seen him shoot this poorly, guys, in a game this season.
Oh, got that bucket in no time at all. Harper's got 8 points in the quarter.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Well, Grant, with all the parity and competition in the league today, there's still those teams piling up losses.
Yeah, B.A., and with teams like the Thunder excelling, it's almost like youth is no longer an excuse, but some rebuilds take longer than others. Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
And the Kings will go for a different look here. Jonas Valanciunas has checked in for Lyles. Keegan Murray comes in for Jones. Levine, he's checked in for Monk. And it's Fultz in for Carter. Reed's checked in for Minnesota. McDaniels comes in for Ingles. And Harper gets it to go.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
Pass to Levine. DeRozan outside. Three-pointer. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. The mood around the team right now on cloud 9, looking for their 13th win in a row.
Well, it's been impressive, and the question now really is, who is going to figure out a way to stop this crew? Each time out, they're finding new ways to win. That is dangerous for your opponent. Really a myriad of ways in which they're coming at you.
Now here's DeRozan. He's scoreless. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. DeMar DeRozan, an impressive scorer who takes relatively few three-point shots, Grant.
Yeah, the arc is not his primary focus. He'd rather pick you apart in the mid-range, but he does it so consistently that the points pile up quick.
1:20 left in the second. Here's Harper, defended by Murray. And Harper gets it to go. Harper's got 35.
Well, they're clicking on all cylinders right now, beginning to pull away.
Well, game plan might have been good, but you have to bring it together. Right now, their chemistry is something to be admired.
Now a timeout by Sacramento. And Sacramento making a change here. Monk's checked in. And let's take a look now at some numbers for Markelle Fultz.
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
1:04 left in the first half. To the inside. It's deflected.
They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
McDaniels from long range. And again, it's Minnesota with a three.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Outside Murray. Outside Fultz. Pass to Levine. Four on the clock. There's Fultz with a three. Again, the miss by the Kings.
And this feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he...
Oh, man, just
gets
hacking
you
it down.
Nice.
That's spectacular.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
And so here's Sacramento. They'll face the Jazz after this game. That'll be at home, and they'll be reaching the back half of a 4-game home stretch. And here's Levine. Will it go? Oh, he cranks it down right on Anthony Edwards. Goodness.
I almost can't believe what I saw. Incredible.
I'm speechless, man. I'm speechless. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. The T-Wolves on top, delivering the blowout. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Welcome to this early season edition.
A look here now at Minnesota. They're in that #1 spot for a reason, playing well as a team, making it look easy. Definitely the team to beat right now, guys.
Going to take a lot to knock them out that top spot.
Changing focus now to the tough first half for the Kings.
Their opponent is beating them up on the boards, and they're not.
Thanks as always for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. So for Minnesota right now, Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Naz Reid. And it's Harper in at the 1.
And punishing inside Valanciunas, getting room to do damage.
Outside Edwards. The 3 is up. Knocks it down from distance. Edwards got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And it's the Kings with the ball. Right side, Levine. And Levine, throw it down.
Well, he's got the bounce and the handles. Levine putting the skates on him.
Oh, doing damage above the rim. That was our AT&T 5G slam cam. Minnesota has got 5 of 7 threes to drop here tonight. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Tonight, their attack revolves around him. As he goes, so goes the offense.
About a minute played here in the second half. And you look at the Kings, Brent. They've had several name changes over the years of their franchise.
Yeah, before becoming the Sacramento Kings, they were the Rochester Royals, and then the Cincinnati Royals, and then the Kansas City Kings, and then all of a sudden, let's get to the West Coast, and here comes the state capital of Sacramento. It's not really affected the winning, though, has it, B.A.?
Harper. The kick out to Edwards. Here's Harper. Oh, he goes up high for the two-handed slam.
Great awareness from Ant to locate his teammate for the score.
Just over 1.5 minutes have passed in the third quarter. Outside Levine. Back to Fultz. Fires from 14. Randle pulls down the board.
Practically a block. Good, strong challenge.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss, that kind of energy not wasted.
uses the glass to finish the layup. Randall's got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, they've only missed 1 out of their first 5 shots here in the second half, guys. Their offense really moving well, ball snapping, and the shooting looks to be in great rhythm.
Pass to Harper. Beyond the arc. Sure, from three-point range. Harper's got 44.
Is it possible his sweet touch is getting sweeter, guys?
Here's Fultz. No good again that time. Minnesota's gone 6 of 8 from the three-point line in this matchup. Here's Harper, hounded by Fultz. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
I mean, he is at his best when it matters most. This game is theirs as long as he can keep this up.
DeRozan outside. Back to Levine. Valanciunas with a screen on Edwards. And once again, off the mark by Sacramento.
They are really struggling to stop this run.
Frustration seems to be mounting here, and you can see he got his timing down.
Well, part of the game plan was to neutralize the crowd. And guess what? Mission accomplished.
Always a good sign of maturity and steps forward when you can take this kind of effort, focus, and concentration on the road to get a win.
Edwards against Levine. 5 to shoot. Step back and fire. McDaniels with the rebound. Minnesota's gone 2 for 2 from deep here in the third. Here's Harper. The kick out to Edwards. Three-pointer. He drops it from range. Edwards got 6 in the quarter.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here, guys. In good spirits, and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Valanciunas with a screen on Edwards. And that doesn't go either for Levine.
His touch has left him in this quarter. Nowhere
good. He hits again.
Once again, he hits the 50-point mark as he continues to be a force of nature this season.
This performance has tied him for third most 50-point games in a season. He just keeps delivering.
And I can't believe he has matched Kobe's 10 games of 50 points.
Something else, man. Wow.
And make it happen.
Now, I know he makes it look easy, but it takes incredible physical tools to pull that off.
Athleticism and explosion. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And another one.
That's 52 points for him.
Making it all look too easy right now. For Sacramento, they've gone cold here in this third quarter. Just 3 of 9. And that one's good. DeRozan.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
And out of bounds, the Kings will take it.
Now that's 2 teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
Eight seconds left in the third. Jones finds Levine. Spins. Scores off the spin. Levine's got 10.
Ooh, how sick was that, guys? I mean, he makes defenders look silly with moves like that.
And so it's Minnesota, way out of reach with an enormous lead as we head into a break. They've done well to disrupt the opposition, playing inspired defense. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And as we head into the fourth, and so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. And with tonight's win, they're now 2-0 in the NBA Cup.
Yeah, just a fantastic start to the group stage. They're in the driver's seat in this group. A strong finish, and they'll advance.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Barry, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for tuning in.
huge moment on the show today as I am ready to unveil my ultimate NBA Dynasty rankings.
All right, I mean, it took you long enough.
Actually, he brought this up 2 weeks ago.
Finally, Toby says something useful.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it would have taken me 20 minutes, but maybe that's because I know how to ball.
No one knows more than me, Russell,
Whatever.
about anything.
Oof, that is patently false.
And you can patently shut it.
That doesn't make sense.
Maybe not, Toby. I'm not a book boy like you, but I am a knower of ball, and I am ready to unveil my dynasty list.
All right, just say it already. Do we need a drum roll?
All right, here we go. In reverse order, please hold your applause until the end. Number 9, Hakeem's Rockets.
I like that.
Seems
I
right,
like
yeah.
that.
Number 8, Isaiah's Bad Boy Pistons. Number 7, LeBron's Big 3 Heat. Number 6, Birds Big 3 Celtics. Number 5, Steph's Warriors. Number 4, Duncan's Spurs. Number 3, Kobe's Lakers. Number 2, Magic's Showtime Lakers. And number 1.
I mean, it's
You guys
obviously
ready?
Jordan's
It's
Bulls.
Jordan's Bulls.
Wrong! It's Jordan's Bulls!
Yeah, that's what I said.
No spoilers, Russ.
We both said it already.
We could debate the definition of spoiler all day long, but what I want to know is, what do you think?
I mean, quite frankly, it's a shockingly coherent list, especially for you, Jalen. But, you know, I think some of the placement is debatable.
Nobody cares, Toby. Russ, what do you think? You're a hooper. How'd I do?
Honestly, I think my biggest thing is Duncan's Spurs. You know, I feel like you put him a little high.
What about 5 championships? Don't you
No,
understand,
I know. It's
Russell?
just how long it took to get him. You know, it was
Duncan's first championship came in 1999, and his last was in 2014. That's a 16-year span.
Right, and the Warriors, who you put below them, won 4 in 9 years. I mean, I could even make the case for the Celtics being more dominant, winning 3 and 7, including 5 finals appearances and going up against those great Lakers teams. Plus, I might put Larry over Steph if we're keeping it 100.
Look, those are interesting points you both make. It's clear you spent a lot of time thinking about this, and for that, I commend you. Unfortunately, it pains me to say this, but you're both unbelievably wrong and stupid.
Okay, we
There
don't
it
need
is.
to make it personal, Jalen. It's okay to disagree.
Everything is personal, Russ. This is war.
Pretty sure this is a TV show.
That it is, Toby, which means it's time for a quick commercial break. Back with more Jalen Murphy Show after this.
Good game, MP. That's what I'm talking about. Great win tonight, MP. Crowd looks hyped tonight. Better come with it.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
It's your world. We just live in.
Hi, everyone. We've got a good one for you tonight. It's Game 3 of the NBA Cup for both of these teams. Let's get started. Alongside Greg Anthony, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And tonight, we'll be joined by the man with his finger on the pulse of the NBA, no one better than Shams Charania. Shams, it is so great. And Shams, Houston loaded with young talent, and after the Harden deal, they are loaded with first-round picks. Any thoughts on how you think they may proceed with all of that?
I'm told that front office will continue to be big game hunting. Those picks, they have a lot of them. They're going to be worth plenty moving forward, and they know it. At some point, they're going to take a big swing here, and they're biding their time, waiting. The Houston Rockets have all the cards. They've got the young talent. They've got the draft picks, and with Ime Udoka, they've had some success to build on.
I love what you said there, big game hunting. That's the only way they're going to make that jump. I love that term. And for MP specifically, these cup games have extra meaning. He's made it very clear he really wants to take this home.
And I think of this Game 3 of the group stage as moving day. We separate the contenders from the pretenders. MP will have to step up, take on a big role tonight.
Here's the starting group for Houston. At the guard positions, Van Fleet and Green. Alperen Şengün out there with Thompson. And it's Brooks in at the 3, the small forward. Back to Thompson. Pass to Green. Three-pointer. And it's Harper with the rebound. First quarter, just over a minute played. Can't hit from in close. And the league continuing, Shams, to tweak the rules around replay review. But would you set a time limit to maybe tweak it a little bit?
Have to, right? Especially some of these games and the way they're ending. It's something to try if you can't find a cause to really overturn in a minute or two. Let's keep this game moving. I think we all love a free-flowing game.
I agree. And yes, it's good.
Well, a sharp start for them. 3 of 4 from the field.
For Houston, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. That's blocked by Harper. Over in the corner, Edwards. Back to Harper. Shoots. Nice spin off the left rim and in. 6 points for prime time.
Well, you can't start the game much better than this. 4 of 5 from the field.
Van Vliet against Harper. Van Vliet on the wing. 23 points his last outing. Şengün with a screen on Edwards. Bangs home the trifecta. Green's got 5 points so far.
Green knows that he needs to take and make threes at a good clip. Nice shot there.
Hey, Shams, it seems like with these younger teams coming, we may be witnessing a transfer of power in the NBA. What do you think?
It's really due to the parity that we're seeing in the league, and we haven't seen this much parity in a really long time. It's wide open for teams in both conferences, in the East and West, to claim that top perch. We have to give the league a lot of credit. There's tons of parity.
Which I think is leading to expansion talk, correct? We've got so much talent right now, we can kind of let it ooze out a little bit to some other areas.
Certainly expansion, couple more teams in the league, but the league really loves where they're at now. And any given year, anyone can win.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Rudy Gobert continues to embrace the challenge of elite rim protection. He said competition is what it's about. Sometimes I'm going to get dunked on, and sometimes I'll get the block. But I'm not going to stop coming and doing what I do. I'll be there every time. Kevin?
David, just like you. Thanks so much. Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Alexander Walker comes in for McDaniels. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Edwards.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Here's Reid, and Reid throws it down.
That's what Reid brings to the table. He's got an impressive combination of strength and mobility.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Van Vliet against Harper. Bounce pass from Whitmore. Thompson for three. The Rockets shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. The throw good, Van Vliet.
And, you know, it takes an intelligent player to match.
And in last year's playoff, Shams, we did see a lot of players injured and unable to play. What are some of the solutions that may be being talked about that you hear about?
People certainly ask if this is a result of the 65-game rule. Is it the more physical play? Is it the consequences of the regular season? The league is going to take a wait-and-see approach to determine if this is an issue they have to fix, but they do love the results of what this has brought as far as player availability moving forward.
Yeah, they do seem sold on that 65 number, don't they?
100%. And at the end of the day, some of these injuries are flukish. There's a lot of, obviously, lower body injuries, and you can't measure that. I think the league is going to want to see more data over the next 5 to 10 years to really determine, does this rule impact the game and impact injuries?
Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Randall out there with Naz Reid. And it's Harper in at point guard. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
So, Shams, when the league brought in that 65-game played rule, it sure seemed to motivate players to suit up.
Those awards aren't just about prestige, Kevin. They're about cold, hard cash. And every summer, we're going to see records set for the biggest contract in NBA history.
Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible. Well, good recognition there from Reed to realize that his best decision was to move the ball.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Rockets trail by 5. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Will it go? And Whitmore throws it down.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Harper with the ball. Now Smith defending. Holiday against Randall. And here's Harper from the arc. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got 3 assists tonight.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Well, we talked about expansion. That has been floated around. We know that teams would have to realign. Shams, any ideas on which teams might have to shift with expansion in the East or West?
Certainly, most of the potential expansion cities, the high-level ones, have been noted as teams in the West. Maybe you have a team out east that is in the West moving into the Eastern Conference. But the league could obviously surprise everyone with a different solution, maybe having one expansion team be an Eastern Conference team, one being a West. There's several options that Adam Silver and the NBA have.
I would think New Orleans would be one of those teams, right? Just where they are geographically. Memphis, those two teams are in the West, and I could see them maybe going east. Possible?
Certainly Minnesota and Memphis. Those are two teams that, to me, have an Eastern Conference feel.
Landale pass to Holiday. The Rockets with another miss.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. First free throw is good. Some changes for Minnesota. Gobert comes in for Reed. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for McDaniels. Houston with a big group substitution here. Şengün's checked in for Jock Landale. Amen Thompson comes in for Jabari Smith. Dylan Brooks, he's checked in for Jalen Green. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Aaron Holiday. And Harper drops them both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. And let's take a moment to honor the Western Conference Player of the Week, Prime Time.
Well, he's been an absolute magician when the ball has been in his hands. There isn't any aspect of the offense that he hasn't contributed in, and it's been a pleasure to watch. I mean, unless you are an opposing coach, then his play has been a vivid nightmare. And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Well, this is a spot where you have to be able to go to your leaders. They need to step up and make a play to turn things around.
And there's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set, and you can get some easy baskets here.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. And what a treat it was to have Shams stop by. He's definitely become part of the fabric of the NBA.
Yeah, and I'll say this. You won't need a harder worker in terms of NBA coverage. Shams has amazing dedication to his craft.
Pass to Whitmore. Van Vliet sets the pick for Whitmore. And the three off target.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. Well, now that they've settled into this game, you can see the offense is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and that is key for them, continuing to build out this lead.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Şengün with a screen on Edwards. Back to Şengün. And Şengün throws it down.
Even without the explosive athleticism, Şengün still able to play above the rim.
Here's Harper. And Harper slams it in.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart. And let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
Here's Van Vliet. Puts up a deep three. Got it! Oh, what a hit!
That is such a tough shot.
That's a miracle. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's an energizer boost heading into the next quarter. You know he's got to be fired up.
And so it's Minnesota sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
Looking now at that first half where everything was going wrong for the Rockets.
They have to be better offensively. Shooting under 40%. You know how to fix that, fellas? Feed the bigs.
Stop the presses. Shaq advocating for more post play. And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Really an incredible game from Primetime.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, he's been locked in tonight. Through the first two quarters, he's been a huge factor from outside.
Starting the second half, here's Ime Udoka's five. Running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. Alperen Şengün out there with Amen Thompson. And it's Van Vliet in at the point. All right, Stan, hypothetical situation. Down one, shot clock is off. If you could pick anyone in the NBA, who do you want taking that shot?
Well, I'm going to go back in time a little bit, Kevin. The guy who really made my career for me as a head coach. I'm taking Dwayne Wade. He was the best that I ever saw. Not only did he have the ability to make clutch shots, he managed the game clock as well as anybody I've ever seen.
The situation was never too big for him, was it?
Never was, and he's so smart in addition to being as talented as he was.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive. Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
And here's Brooks from outside. Anthony Edwards with the rebound. Edwards got 4 rebounds in this game. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota had, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
Pass to Van Vliet. Knocks down the 3 ball. Van Vliet's got 8 points.
Yeah, and they're able to get their first bucket of the second half after 4 straight misses.
And again it will go. Basket is good from Harper.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Here's Van Vliet. Excellent D there from Harper.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
To the inside. Randall outside. Uncovered. That falls. Nice feed that time from Harper. Randall's got his second bucket of the night.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Here's Van Vliet. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
Well, you can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
Houston's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniels said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. 1:31 left in the third quarter. On the wing, Thompson. He's defended by Randall. The Rockets again can't hit. Timberwolves have gotten nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime. Harper's shot's good.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
It's been several possessions since they've converted.
And they've got to find a way to change that.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Houston with a big group substitution here. Jabari Smith, he's checked in for Thompson. Williams comes in for Brooks. Whitmore, he's checked in for Green. And Shepard subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. Şengün finds Williams. Whitmore, no good with the triple. Minnesota's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Harper with the ball. Now defended by Whitmore.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Şengün with the screen for Whitmore. That 3 off the mark.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Count that one. Harper's got 47 points.
Well, he's had a night. This team feeds off of his energy, and every time they've needed a bucket, he's delivered.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Whitmore with it. 5 points in the game. Pass to Şengün. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots over Reed. Şengün with the bucket. Şengün's got his second bucket of the game to go. And so it's Minnesota rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And there have been two very different performances from these teams. Anything you'd try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
Well, I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
Dillingham is out there with Harper. And it's Rudy Gobert. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Randall in at the 4 slot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Van Vliet against Harper. Another miss by Houston.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look.
And good, he hits it again.
Historic 50-point night. What a streak he's on.
With this performance, he now has the longest streak of 50-point games in NBA history. Pass to Şengün. Thompson outside. Good, and the assist goes to Şengün.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Timberwolves.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for primetime.
Well, he was the reliable option for them on just about every possession. So dependable, always making the right decision.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. And with that, they remain undefeated in group play.
And with just one group matchup left, it looks like we'll be seeing them in the next round of the NBA Cup.
And that about wraps it up. For Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for being with us tonight on 2K Sports. See you later.
MP, you keep bringing up 50s like you're in the dunk contest.